Hey guys, Flightsimguy here. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at the new Oculus Quest 2 and compare it with the original Oculus Quest. What I'm going to do is going to go ahead and grab the new headset and one controller. Let's start with the new headset. Alright, so comparing it to the original Quest, it's a little bit smaller and it's a little bit lighter. That said, not necessarily a good thing. And I'll get into that in a moment. First, let's start off with the external or the ergonomic components. First, the strap. Strap that goes around your head, they changed it. They went from this hard thing to this soft thing. And for me, it was a step backwards, and I'll tell you why. When you put this on your head, you need to try and adjust it so that it fits perfectly. To do that, you have to use these straps. Well, these straps, it's hard to adjust it to your head. It's not easy to do. It's not very, very comfortable. Okay? And as a result, for me, I was always putting it on and taking it off. Now, putting it on, taking it off, the problem with that is I wear glasses. Okay? And every time I took it off, it took the glasses with it, primarily because it is smaller. And that resulted in me having to get this so that this will keep my glasses on my head. So I didn't like that. This, the old Quest, you adjusted from the lateral on this side here. You just use these Velcro straps to adjust it. So you do this while you're wearing it on your head. Same with the top. So for me, this worked a lot better. I don't like this. Okay? Second thing, once it's on your head, you got to make sure that the eyepieces are adjust properly to what kind of head you have or how wide your eyes are. Okay? And to do that with the new headset, you have to take it off and physically move it with your thumbs or with your fingers. With the original Quest, you did that with this on the outside. And for me, this was a lot better. So that's 2 steps back with the Quest 2. Now, with the Quest 2, they changed where the USB-C input is and where the headphone jack input is. This is where it is on the new one, and the power button is over here. Okay? I think they did a good job with this. Why? Because I'm able to plug in my headset and plug in the power and turn it on and off with this on my head. Okay? With the original Quest, it was virtually impossible to find this damn plug when you have it on. No matter how much muscle memory you used, it was always difficult to find that little plug on the head, on your head. You would always have to take the headset off and find it manually. Same thing with the plug for the earpiece. Okay? And last but not least, the power button on the original Quest was flush with the headset. You had a hard time finding it with your fingers. With the new Quest 2, finding the power here, it's raised so your fingers can feel it. So I think Oculus or the Oculus Quest people did a good job with the input and the power button. So that was a little bit of an improvement. Alright, let's talk about the controllers. This is the old controller. There's nothing wrong with the old controller. This is the new controller. The new controller is a little bit bigger, feels beefier, a little bit heavier, and it feels more sturdy. And the feedback is a little bit stronger when it buzzes. So I like the improvements they made with the controllers. And that's pretty much all that there is to say about the controllers. They were pretty good to begin with. Now, when you open up the Quest 2 for the first time, and you go to set it up, you need to have the Oculus app on your tablet or your cell phone or your mobile device. Okay? And what you do is you pair the Oculus app on your mobile device with the headset. That's how it's secure, or that's how it manages it. So what I had to do was I had to whip out my cell phone and go through the motions when you first turn it on. Then it gives you a code and says enter this into the Oculus app to go ahead and pair it. Well, I couldn't do that. Okay, I went to the Oculus app, tried to set it up, it wouldn't work. Okay, Having said that, the Oculus app did not show the Quest 2 as a device to select. It only had the Quest. I thought when it said Quest, it didn't matter what type of Quest it was. But evidently it did matter. So I opened a ticket, and I figured I'll go ahead and try to troubleshoot it myself. So I did some research. What it boils down to is you'd have to update the Oculus app on your mobile device. Makes sense. New device, should be a new version of the software. However, I went to the Play Store and there was no update pending for the Oculus app. No update pending. So I figured, So I took a chance. I uninstalled the Oculus app and reinstalled it. It remembered everything, remembered my credentials and everything. And when I went to pair, lo and behold, the Quest 2 was available as an option. So I was able to go ahead and get it set up. So that was a little of a oversight on Facebook's part. They should have pushed out a new version of the Oculus app before they started shipping this. Now, when I went and turned it on and started using it, the resolution was a little bit crisper, a little bit sharper, and it was very, very fast. And I was able to do everything with the Quest 2 that I could do with the Quest. Then I plugged it in to my computer and tried using it with P3D version 5. It worked just fine. The Oculus Link cable that I bought, it wasn't the official Link cable, which is a fiber optic cable. I bought one of those third-party cables from Amazon for about $20-something. It was like 20 feet. It worked very well. It had like a signal amplifier in the middle of the cable, so you don't need to go ahead and spend $70 or $80 to get the official Link cable. One of the third-party cables will work just fine. I'll go ahead and post a link to the one that I got. It worked very well, and I only paid $22 for it. Okay, so what I did was I used this device for about 30 to 40 minutes, surfing Pluto TV and Big Screen Beta, all my favorite Oculus apps. It worked great. And then I took this off and I put on my original Quest and did the same thing. Long story short, at the end of the day, I prefer the original Quest. Why? Because it's a little bit bigger and I have a big head and it was a little bit more comfortable. This one felt a lot tighter. Now this one here, the original Quest, the original Quest 2, the base model, sells for $299, which is $100 cheaper than the Oculus Rift S. It's also cheaper than the first generation Quest. Okay, but here's where you sell your soul to the devil. To use the Oculus Quest 2, you must have a Facebook account. That's in good standing order. Okay. With the Oculus Quest, you did not need a Facebook account. All right. Also, when I went back into the Oculus app, it gave me an option. It said, hey, we're going to go ahead and merge your Facebook account with your Oculus Quest account or your Oculus app account. Do you want to do that? It's irreversible. I'm an active user of Facebook, so I went ahead and did the merge. The point is, if you don't have a Facebook account and you don't like Facebook or you don't want to use Facebook, this is not the device for you because it's not going to work. And I thought, hey, maybe you have a Facebook account, but you're not a Facebook fan. You don't use it. Maybe it's dormant. And you want to use a Quest 2. So you'll go ahead and create another Facebook account. Create multiple accounts. Don't try that with Facebook. What happens is, Facebook now has a policy, one account per person. If you try to create another account, Facebook tries to verify or validate that you are who you say you are. And it makes you jump through a whole bunch of hoops. And 9 times out of 10, if you're trying to create a duplicate account, it's not going to work. If your original account was suspended or dormant or inactive or whatever, and you can't get it back in form, you can't get it back resurrected, you can't get it working properly, you're going to have a hard time using this. Okay, so that's the big caveat with the Quest 2, is that you have to have a working Facebook account for this to work. In summary, or to conclude, what are my recommendations? Well, it's very, very simple. If you have an Oculus Quest, the original headset, should you upgrade? In my opinion, no. $200 is $299 for the 64 gig model, $399 for the 256 gig model. If you already have the Quest, that money is better spent somewhere else. I wouldn't go ahead and buy the Quest 2. It's an incremental upgrade or improvement. It's not a significant leap. However, if you're new to virtual reality and you want to in on the ground floor, you want to get a new headset and you have a Facebook account and you like Facebook and you use Facebook, go ahead and get this. This is as good as they get. For $2.99, the software, the features, what you can do, it's a good deal. If you already have the original Quest, I wouldn't recommend upgrading. Just go ahead and stick with this one. Now there is one more thing to consider. Oculus Quest is a wave of the future for Facebook virtual reality. The Oculus Rift S is the last model of the Rift that they're going to release. All future virtual reality, top of the line from Facebook, is going to be the Quest. And remember, the Oculus Quest, the Quest 2, whatever, is a standalone virtual reality headset. You do not need a computer to use this. If you want to use it with your virtual reality game on Steam or P3D or FSX or whatever, you can always go ahead and get the link cable. You don't need to buy Facebook's cable for $80. You can go ahead and use one of the third-party vendors that you can find on Amazon and pay $20 to $30. They work just fine. Me, I have not been doing a lot of flight simulation lately. Why? Because I'm busy and I've been working from home in my home office where my sim rig is also, so by the end of the day I just want to get the hell out of there. Whatever simulation I've been doing, I have been flying Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I'm not even going to get into that mess. I mean, you all been hearing everything about that. That said, I've been flying the 172 for 1 hour at a time at low altitudes, and for me it works just fine. So I'm not going through all the hassle that everyone else is going through. I'm going to wait for a couple more patches, and when VR gets released for Microsoft Flight Simulator, then I'll be going back in head first. So that's it. In summary, if you're new to virtual reality and you got Facebook, go ahead and get the Quest 2. If you already have the Quest and you don't want Facebook telling you how to live your life, stick with the Quest, and you can keep your your Quest app or your Oculus app and your Facebook account separate. That's it. That's all I have for now. Hope you guys found this video useful. My name is Flightsimguy. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time.